What's going on, guys? Romo the Roman here. I'm joined with Flips for Miles. I'll link his YouTube video description, his YouTube channel below. He's here for Miami 2021. We're getting ready for this event. You want to scoot over a little bit?
Yeah, my bad.
Chest.
We got the good, we're live from Avery's bedroom right now. Actually.
Yeah, this is my new YouTube studio. I'm trying to pimp it out a little bit, but I'm super excited to have Miles here because he has inspired me so much over the last year. During quarantine, I started seeing this kid. Like every month he posted how much he saved, what his portfolio was. He taught me what index funds were. We'll go over everything and what this all means. But basically, like, I run my business in a way where I take every single dollar and I put it back into my business. I spend every single dollar. I buy this desk right here. I bought this desk, this standing treadmill. You can see my bed's a mess right now. But I spend a lot of money on stuff, and I see this kid every month. He's posting what his net worth is. He's like, okay, I think it started at like 28K. And I was like, oh, that's pretty significant for, a 21-year-old at the time. And then the month after that, it goes up to, 35. And then it kept going up and up and up. And now he's at the point where he's posting and it's about to hit 200K net worth. And I'm like, okay, this kid's doing something right. So he's taught me a lot about what to do in terms of saving. And you probably save 90% of what you make, right?
Yeah, like around that, like post-tax and stuff. But it's more like kind of like, showing you the books to read and like the, famous people to follow and stuff.
But you also you simplify it in a way where it just makes sense, and a lot of people do a good job of that on social media.
Yeah, and I like kind of just like found them like reading different blogs and stuff. Like
he's introduced me to a whole world, just like on reselling. There's all these resellers. There's also all these
financial independence, all those guys, and they like I kind of just siphon some of the good stuff they put out to like friends that aren't necessarily exposed to that community. But yeah, that's been fun, like kind of, and I'm also like inspired by you doing a lot of like reinvesting into the business and stuff because that's something I've kind of done. Like,
and I think there's an argument for both
year.
Those things.
Totally.
But the thing you're doing with your money is you're not just putting it away in a savings account. You're putting it in a place where it's actually growing. It's working for you. And I think on average, from what I've learned from your content and reading some of the books you recommend, including Money Master the Game.
Yeah, Tony Robbins. Like, Tony Robbins was really helpful, like, showing me. And because he has the book with, like, I think, like, the best financial advisor or something, like, #1 rated or whatever.
Yeah,
and
I've read Money Master the Game. I've read the first half of that.
Yeah, and because he interviews, I think he might even interview Warren Buffett in that, but he interviews a ton of, like, really famous investors. Yeah.
But, okay, the thing is this. It's like, okay, if you run a business and you put $100,000 in your business for the year, if you make $120,000, that means you have a 20% profit margin, right? Something like that. If you have $100,000 and you spend it in your business and you come back with a profit, people are impressed by what you did. But with index funds, with saving money, what you're able to do is you take that money and you don't do anything with it. And on average, every year, it's going to make, 7%, 8%?
I mean, yeah, like, it kind of, you got to,
on average, over the course of,
your own research
60
and stuff.
years.
But, yeah, like, over, like, the last, 100 years since, like, I guess the stock market was invented or whatever. But, like, it's important because, like, there's all types of, like, laws around, like, securities and stuff. You really got to do your own research on stuff. And that's why, like, there's books and stuff. And, like,
we get it.
Everything.
We get it.
Yeah, no, I just always make sure to say
talk to your CPA first. We get it. But we want the raw advice. What did they get? 7-8% each year?
It's something like that.
Okay, so if you have $100K invested, rather than put it in your business, you don't do anything. You just take naps all year. Literally, you just take naps and read on the beach. You'll make $7,000 profit on average each year.
And it's like, unrealized. In some years, it can totally.
Yeah, it can go down, it can go up, but on average, if you leave it there, and
just
so
like over
that's significant. Like, for not doing anything, people know it's really hard to
take
money.
And the key is that like the subsequent years after, like you're essentially in the same way that like if you reinvest into your business, like you still have money that you worked hard for years ago that's still like earning for you and all that.
So what I want to go over is, number one, how did you make the money? Number two, how much money did you actually earn from investing it in index funds? And if you can kind of educate us a little bit on what index funds are and all of that. Yeah,
so I just resell, similar to Avery, I kind of just mainly resell like shoes and stuff, not necessarily like books. And a few months ago, I started doing Amazon really hard again. But mainly like when I was really like hard into personal finance last year, I was pretty much like reselling and then just taking like a lot of the profit essentially, and even like equity in terms of like inventory, like sunk inventory and all that, and kind of just parking it away, because like when like the pandemic happened, like pretty much like the market tanked on stuff, so I was just doing my best to take advantage of that, but like a lot of other people did too, which was cool, but kind of just like reading a lot of books and blogs and different things. This is really amazing quality, even for being on the iPhone. We're looking at it on the computer over here as well. But
we got Victor
amazing.
saying Miami 2021. We got Nick Noel saying dudes. Pedro Pina says good afternoon from Houston. Anyone watching who don't know these two are beasts. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate that.
Yeah, we got 15 people in here too. This is amazing. So I kind of just like did my like figured out some different stuff and try to like figure some different things out and then kind of just apply on what I was learning. And like same thing with like the way like when you're getting started on Amazon, you just gotta like do stuff. I was just doing the same thing with like social media and just trying to find new ways.
You did a lot of different
ways
things.
To make
you
money.
did obviously you got your reselling thing. You got shoes. You were doing for a while. I
was trying to build an agency, which I didn't end up doing like super successfully. I mean, I made some money, but it didn't end up being like I just didn't like client services.
The point is like you just basically like
tried stuff.
You made profit, and then whatever profit you made, what did you do with it?
I was just saving it away, like parking it in different like pretty much like just index funds basically.
Yeah, and so what does that do?
Yeah, so it's just like the stock market, but it's kind of just like essentially like a combination of stocks, like just like a group, like pretty much just the entire market is what I mainly buy. But you gotta like read some books and stuff if you want to like make some decisions on your own too. Like I'm really like not an advisor or anything. Like I don't love I don't even talk about it a lot just because like there's so many like just like people got to do their own research on stuff.
I mean, people have different opinions on it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, at the end of the day, what you're doing is you're taking your money and you're putting it in the top 500 companies, right?
Or you can do so many different ways.
Like the S&P 500
is like the top 500 companies.
So like that's a safe way to do it, right? You put the safe way. You put your money.
Theoretically, like they could all tank, like
theoretically, and I mean that might happen, but my point is like you're taking your dollar
and money if that happens.
You're putting it in a business that is like the top 500, and so instead of putting it in your own business, which is currently what I'm doing, I'm investing most of my money back into my own business, different projects I have. You're taking your money, putting it in the best of the best, and on average over the course of 10, 20 years, it will continue to increase, at least go up with inflation,
Yeah, so. Well, yeah, I mean, on average, it tends to outpace it, but, some years, like, it went down, like, crazy during the pandemic and everything, but, it is what it is, just, like, kind of just building up, like, passive investments is what I was, like, really focused on, and, like, now I'm kind of trying to learn from Avery a little bit and increase my income and keep that growing and stuff like that.
So when it comes to running a business, you have your revenue. How do you decide how much to put away?
Yeah, so what I'm doing right now is I take a set amount out of the Amazon side every month. So that way, I can continue to pay off credit cards and reinvest in that to keep it growing. And then, I've been blessed to, be able to build up, some audience and stuff. So any like affiliate marketing money I make or like any shoes I sell on StockX or anything like that, I typically tend to just put that away and invest that profit and all that.
And so what do you use to keep track of all this?
I just use spreadsheets, honestly. Like Amazon, using Inventory Lab, you can track everything, but like any money that comes into my account not from Amazon, I tend to just save, like essentially. Because if it's like affiliate marketing, there wasn't like product costs or anything, so I don't need to pay off like American Express or
pure profit, baby.
Yeah.
Unless you're running ads. You guys are cute, no homo, says Sneaker Hype. What do you think about ETF?
So those are, very similar to index funds. They might like be different for your situations, but I like me personally, I have a little bit, but it like really depends on your individual like situations and you got to do your own research. Huge on
so somebody's asking more for percentages, like what percent?
It was more so like, I mean, last year I invested like way more than I made because I had inventory from like years prior and stuff that I was just liquidating and stuff. But this year I'd say it's probably like, I mean, it's different because like you deal with like pre-tax and stuff and everything. But
how much do you set aside for your business versus index funds? Like
so I take right now, which hopefully I'll raise in the future as my Amazon business keeps making more. But I take out $800 a week from Amazon, and then affiliate marketing and stuff's typically like
$800 for index funds.
A week, that I invest like.
And then the rest you just put back into the business?
Well, I just keep it
inventory
and buy some more inventory,
Okay. Robo Profit says, Avery, tell us how you created 6 Amazon accounts. I actually have a YouTube video that goes over that in depth.
Yeah, go check that out.
We're not going to cover that in this video. Do you recommend getting a business credit card?
Yeah,
with Amex?
yeah. So I love business credit. Obviously, only if you can use it responsibly, and everything. Which occasionally I guess I have an issue with, but not recently. But yeah, like it's if you're gonna like only if you're gonna be spending money either way. Like we buy inventory all the time. Like we pay for some softwares here and there, and you can add 1-2% a month to your margin, just by putting that through like an American Express, like the Blue Business Plus card or something like that. But obviously you got to be smart about it, and if you're a person who you don't think you can trust yourself, it might not make sense for you. But for me, like I'm disciplined and everything, and at least so far I've handled it.
Yeah. So what card would you recommend?
Yeah, if you spend like under $50K a year, I'd get the Blue Business Plus American Express card, which has no annual fee, which is great, and it has good benefits up until $50K of spend, which is weird. I guess that's a milestone, but
What is that? You said free, no annual fee?
no annual fee on that. And if you spend over $50K a month, it's probably, or at least this is what I would do for me. I just have the Amex Business Gold, because that gives you like a lot more spending
What
power.
about the platinum compared to?
Well, because I don't travel a lot, and the platinum's really good if you travel a lot, just based on the benefits. But the gold business has a way lower annual fee, and it has benefits for like shipping and stuff,
Gotcha. What's
and advertising.
What's the annual fee?
I think it's $300 or like $295 for the gold.
Platinum's
It's like
$500.
it's up now. I think it's like $695 now.
Shit.
Yeah.
You know what we do each year? We call, and I learned this from a
Yes,
book,
that's
Chris
awesome.
Voss.
That's smart.
We
yeah,
call
yeah.
and we say, actually, this is what you should say. I used to always give this advice, and I was actually at dinner the other night with somebody, and I was telling them this advice. What you do is you pick up the phone, and you call and you say, hey, I want to verify how long, and this is from Chris Voss. He's a great sales guy. You say, I want to verify how long I've been a member of X company, American Express. And they say, oh, yeah, you've been with us for 2-3 years. Oh, yeah, just, I was wondering if you guys would you guys be opposed to waiving this year's annual fee? And then they'll be blah, 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 blah. And then eventually you ask them the question, do you have power to do this? People on the phone want to feel like they have power. They may or may not, but if they do want to feel powerful that day, they'll actually waive your fee. But here's a better question to ask, because I told that story to somebody at dinner, and they were like, oh, I wish I would have known that. They actually waived mine because I called them and I told them I was about to cancel.
That's
and
what,
so that's a better
yeah,
one.
That's what
Call them
always...
and just say, hey, the annual fee is way too much. I don't want to do this anymore, and they'll probably just waive
that's
it.
like a niche thing, but that's like a cool way you could save $100 a year.
Yeah, and if you're like me, you got like 12 credit cards. Not all of them annual fees.
Yeah, definitely not all of them, but some. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
some.
a couple do, so you can save a decent amount of money.
Justin, the flipping accountant in the building. We're gonna miss you in Miami this weekend, man.
He has been blowing up. If you guys haven't followed the flipping accountant, follow him now. He's making really good content. Demonstrative content is what I like to call it. He's actually going out in the stores, filming what he's doing, versus just having talking heads like us here, which I think super valuable, but it's definitely less entertaining.
Yeah, definitely way less entertaining for sure.
What else do we have in here? Do you need to be registered as a business to get a business card?
Well, if you are, you can, but you don't necessarily need to be, but it might make sense for you.
All right, any last words for the people? Make sure to subscribe to this channel. The link will be
linked below. You clickbaited it nicely, the title, I guess. I guess it's not really clickbait. But yeah, go subscribe to me. We're posting daily. We're going to have Avery on some live streams, get some videos with Avery coming soon as well. And leave a like, too. We got 3 likes so far, so let's hit the like.
Smash that like button. We had like 16 people roll in. We only got 3 likes. Come on, guys. Smash that like button. Flippin' Accountant says, what's the agenda today? We're going to go to the beach.
Pick up some boys from the airport.
Have a romantic walk on the beach.
Yeah.
Invest in some index funds.
I guess, hopefully.
Waive some credit card fees. That's about it. All right, guys. Peace out. Much love. Hit that subscribe button. Peace.
That was crazy good camera quality.